Do you remember the color of your eye? Whom from you got them, mother or father? Or is it different from both of them? Don't worry, I have the answer. Ever heard a story that goes something like this? Two brown-eyed parents have a child, and everyone expects another set of beautiful brown eyes. But then, surprise, the baby grows up to have sparkling blue eyes.
Grandpa Joe winks and says, "They got that from me." What but how?
But how is that even possible? Isn't brown eye color supposed to be dominant? It hints at a world far more complex than the simple Punnett squares we learned in high school. Think of your body as a massive, sprawling city. A gene is like the blueprint for a single specific building. But that blueprint can come in a few different versions. So, stick around as we become genetic detectives. We'll explore why surprising traits pop up seemingly out of nowhere. It's not magic, and it's definitely not a mix-up at the hospital. It's the elegant, sometimes baffling science of heredity at work. Get ready. Your understanding of genetics is about to get a major upgrade. All the vital concepts of genetics on alleles, multiple alleles, pseudoalleles, and complementation tests, all coming up. First, the building blocks of you. All right, let's get down to business with the most fundamental concept, the gene. A gene is a segment of your DNA that holds the instructions for a specific trait. Imagine your DNA is a giant cookbook, and each gene is a single recipe. Hair color, height, earlobes, you get the picture. These recipes dictate the proteins your body makes, and those proteins do the heavy lifting. It's an enormous cookbook, about 20,000 recipes working together. But here's where it gets interesting. For many recipes, there isn't just one way to make the dish. Think of a gene as the super speed recipe. One version gives super fast running, another gives super fast thinking. These different versions of the same gene are called alleles. You inherit one from each parent. You might get fast running from mom and fast thinking from dad. Back to our blue-eyed baby. The gene for eye color is our recipe. Long thought simple. Brown allele dominant, blue allele recessive. Two brown-eyed parents each can carry a hidden blue allele. Combine them in a Punnett square. There's a 1 in 4 chance for a blue-eyed child. Mystery solved, right? Well, sort of. That model is like learning the first 3 chords. It doesn't prepare you for the full symphony. There are more players on the field than just 2 alleles. Interactions can be non-straightforward. Next, multiple alleles and a weird cousin called pseudoalleles. Quick recap. So, if gene is the recipe, alleles are the recipe flavors, right? If you're enjoying this, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe to Study Hour, and press the bell to stay updated. Okay, now for multiple alleles and pseudoalleles, weirder than ice cream choices. The idea of 2 alleles, one dominant, one recessive, is neat and tidy. But biology rarely fits neat packages. In reality, some genes have 3, 4, or hundreds of alleles in the population. This is called multiple alleles. Classic example, the ABO blood system, allele A, allele B, and allele O. Think of it like an ice cream shop. Gene is flavor, but many flavors exist. You still get 2 scoops, one from each parent, but many combinations are possible. This explains why we have types A, B, AB, and O. More alleles means more possible genotypes and phenotypes in a population. This diversity creates the rich tapestry of human variation. Now, let's get even weirder one. The pseudoalleles. Pseudoalleles are genes located very close together on a chromosome. Imagine 2 light switches next to each other that control the same chandelier. Because they're so close, they're often inherited together, fooling us into thinking they're a single gene. It's a case of mistaken identity at the molecular level. Only by looking very closely, sequencing, mapping, can scientists separate them. Pseudoalleles act like separate switches that look like one control. To sort these mysteries out, geneticists use a clever trick, the complementation test. Multiple alleles means many flavors, and pseudoalleles are close neighbors that can fool us. Next, a classic experiment that tells us whether 2 problems are the same or different. Hold tight. The scientific detective work starts now. This brings us to a brilliant scientific tool, the complementation test. Think of 2 cars that won't start. Is the same part broken or different problems? Both look the same from the outside, but the solutions are different. Same idea in genetics. Imagine 2 fruit flies. Both have white eyes instead of the normal red. Call them fly A and fly B. Is the same gene broken in both flies? Or are different genes causing the same white eye trait? To find out, you cross them and make fly babies. If the offspring are white-eyed, the mutations are in the same gene, non-complementation. If the offspring are normal red-eyed, the mutations are in different genes. They complement each other. Think of it as teamwork. One healthy gene fills in for the broken one. Complementation helps scientists map pathways and figure out which gene does what. Same logic applies to humans. Multiple genes can work together to produce one trait like eye color. Mom could have a mutation in pigment production. Dad could have one in pigment deposition. Both still have brown eyes. Their child might inherit the broken versions of both genes, resulting in blue eyes. It's a beautiful demonstration of how multiple parts of the toolkit interact. Genes, alleles, pseudoalleles, complementation, not a static list, but a living system. Understanding them helps tackle genetic diseases and understand human diversity. Every new pseudoallele or interaction adds another layer to our understanding. From alleles as recipe versions to multiple alleles like blood types to pseudoalleles and complementation tests, we've covered a lot. What surprised you most, pseudoalleles or the complementation trick? Tell us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to Study Hour and hit the bell so you never miss a science journey. Thanks for watching. Hope your brain just leveled up.